Bonjour à tous et bienvenue donc dans ce Summercamp 4e épisode où aujourd'hui j'ai la chance et l'honneur de recevoir une personne qui est donc la pionnière du personal branding en Europe de l'Est. Alors pour ceux qui ne me connaissent pas, je suis Lola Cuvelier, fondatrice de Lola Cuvelier Agency et aussi cofondatrice de Personal Branding France et de ce compte donc Instagram. Ce Summercamp, en fait, on l'a créé dans le but de vous apporter une vision plus globale et plus précise de ce que c'est que le personal branding et de ce que ça peut vous apporter dans votre vie aujourd'hui et dans le futur. Donc aujourd'hui, je vais faire une interview un peu spéciale donc avec Amalia qui nous vient de Roumanie. Juste pour information, l'interview elle sera en anglais. Donc pour ceux qui ne comprennent pas l'anglais, j'essaierai de traduire ce qu'elle dit pour que vous puissiez comprendre totalement ce que c'est et que ça puisse vous donner des clés. Alors, je vais la recevoir tout de suite. Bien sûr, donc le replay sera en IGTV. Bonjour Amalia.
Bonjour, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Comme je vous disais, l'interview elle sera en anglais. Je vais poser des questions en français puis en anglais pour que vous puissiez vraiment les comprendre. Amalia, can you, who are you? Because I said to you from Romania, and we are a pioneer East Europe of personal branding.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for your invitation. And it's nice to see you again because last time I've seen you in San Diego. Yes, I'm Amalia Sterescu. I have a professional experience of 22 years. First 16 years I spent in various global corporations, leading various customer support, sales support teams. My last role in the corporate shared service centers in Romania, China, and India. So I do have a global exposure and many knowledge about customer behaviors from various countries and various regions. Now, since 7 years ago, I started my entrepreneurial journey. And initially, I started with a consultancy boutique, helping investors to invest in Romanian outsourcing space industry. And then I've noticed some needs here on the local market. Many entrepreneurs, many professionals needed public speaking coaching. So I founded the public speaking school. This is the first public speaking school in Romania. Starting with 7 years ago, I have trained and coached personally over 1,000 professionals in public speaking. And then I realized that many of the professionals who came for public speaking coaching, actually their need was visibility. They wanted to be visible. And this is how I realized that the biggest umbrella for my business was not public speaking coaching, it was personal branding. So this is how I got certified with William Arruda and Rich Communications, and I became a personal branding strategist. And in 2018, I founded Branding You, which is the first personal branding agency in Eastern Europe. So this is what I do now. So I do help professionals to accelerate their careers using a personal branding process. I do help entrepreneurs to be visible and to be the engine of their business by promoting also their personal brand. And I support professionals in career transitions because there are many professionals which will like to make a transition from corporate to entrepreneurship, to start their own business. And they need to communicate to the market what makes them special, what differentiates themselves with the new hat that they have now.
And you continue
Um, I cannot hear you very well, but I assume that you said that if I continue to do public speaking, yes. So I'm not doing also personal branding consultancy. I am also a public speaker. I do public speaking to various events locally and internationally. I speak about leadership, about digital transformation, about public speaking tips, or how to differentiate yourself or to be visible in your market. So I have various topics on public speaking, and people can find this more on my website, amaliasterescu.ro. I don't know why I cannot hear you so well. If you can speak a little bit louder, Lola. Okay, now the sound is perfect. So, for me, personal branding, it's my business now, because I run a personal branding agency and I make money helping people to promote their own personal brand. So, this is one. Secondly, for me, personal branding, it's the ability to communicate to the market what makes you different as professional. And this may support your career process, your career objectives. Maybe you want to promote on your organization hierarchy, and personal branding might help you. Maybe you want to do a transition to entrepreneurship, and this is helpful. Or maybe you are passionate about legacy, what you will leave behind. And maybe you already have a solid career, but you are very interested to know how can you support more other professionals or communities. And this means that I also work with my own personal brand, because my main lesson is that when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I understood that I didn't start from scratch. I already had my reputation. So for me, personal branding is not also my business, it's my main lesson. Actually, I realized that it's working. I realized that you never start from scratch. I realized that if you will invest in your own personal brand, it's a long-term investment. It's the best investment you can do actually in your own development. And you will be able to sustain your businesses, your communities through your powerful personal brand mission. The difference between personal branding and, sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's a good question, because, you know, depending on the market are you coming from, there are some mentalities issues regarding personal branding. So if in US, for example, in US market, self-promotion is totally acceptable. In France, for example, or in Asia, self-promotion, self-marketing is not so cool, it's not bon ton, right? So so depending on the market, are you active? You need to align a little bit with the local mentalities. There are countries where professionals are not using personal branding words just to not be, they are afraid that they might be labeled that they are doing self-promotion. So self-promotion is when you invest in your personal branding just to be famous, right? Because you want to have many followers, but you don't have a purpose. You don't have a mission. It's an empty effort, actually. It's not a substance effort, right? You do this just because I want to be famous. And personal branding is not about being famous. Personal branding, it's about communicating what makes you special, what makes you different as a professional, how can you support others with what makes you different. That's the main difference. So speak a little bit closer to the to the screen just to hear your question. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm based in Romania, but there is some specifics to our market. You know, these are all ex-communist countries, and I spent my childhood in communism, and we've all been taught that if you will be visible, this is not good. If you'll be visible, you might be in trouble, because being aligned, being the same, it was our culture at that time. This is why many professionals from Poland, from Hungary, from Romania, from Bulgaria, from Moldavia, they have this, let's say, hesitation. They hesitate to promote their personal brand, because we've been taught as a children that this might not be good. However, because now we are there are many companies with global footprint based in Poland, in Hungary, in Romania, in Bulgaria. We are exposed. Many professionals work in a multinational environment, in a global environment, and they understood that beyond excellent performance, you need to be the advocate of your own personal brand, because this will ensure your career progression and your business objective success. So most of them understood that investing in your personal brand, especially inside your organizations, in order to accelerate your career development, it's good, right? But we are still at the beginning. Actually, I was one of the pioneers of personal branding in Romania. When I started, there was no certified personal branding strategist in my country. And I had to educate the market what really means and what's the difference, how it is useful. And, then people started to be interested. What kind of category? Well, professionals from corporations, right? They were interested how to promote themselves inside of a big organization, how to make themselves visible, because they had a career and objective. They wanted to be promoted on verticals or horizontals. Others, they wanted new jobs, but they didn't know how to communicate about themselves, about their what makes them different outside their organization, in a different market, in a new jungle, as I said. And, they understood that they need some coaching, they need some training on personal branding. Most of them, they didn't have an online image. They didn't have a digital presence, and they need to start from scratch. They need to learn how to do it and how to communicate, in order to obtain the next role in their career. And others, they wanted to do a transition to entrepreneurship, and they realized that how to convince the market that now they have a new hat, but they offer new services or new products. So they needed to invest in their own reputation in order to be the engine for their business. So the cases are multiples. I have to say there are less requests from other countries. Most of my customers are coming from big corporations based in Romania, but they are not necessarily Romanians. Sorry, close. Okay. Yeah, we have some sound issues, but it will be fine. So yes, I work. Okay, so I'm waiting Lola's next question. Okay.
Okay, great.
Excellent now.
Better, yeah, I think that.
Excellent.
Donc, I just speaking French a few seconds for explain that to the people who don't speak English. Donc, pour faire le point, donc Amalia, elle est donc en Roumanie et elle a des années d'expérience autour des grandes entreprises. Donc, elle accompagne depuis quelques années autour donc de la prise de parole en public et du personal branding. Donc, elle a ramené le personal branding en Europe de l'Est. Et ce qu'elle nous expliquait, c'est qu'effectivement, par rapport à la culture des Roumains et des pays d'Europe de l'Est, c'était plus compliqué de se montrer et de se promouvoir, étant donné que quand on est enfant, on leur apprend que c'est pas bien et que voilà, en étant des anciens pays communistes, c'est pas bien de se montrer et c'est pas bien d'être trop visible. Donc effectivement, il y a un changement de conscience à faire pour qu'ils puissent enfin se mettre en avant et se montrer sur Internet et en scène, quoi. In your opinion, what's the personal branding change in your life?
Well, for me, it was a chance, an opportunity to understand the process and also to see how to apply this for myself and also for other customers. So for me, personal branding, when I met William Arruda first time, through Rich Communication, it was like opening a new door in my career and in my experience, because I understood that, yes, personal branding is possible. Yes, branding is not also only for products and services, it's for professionals too. And this opened a lot of perspectives for my business and also for my career. So the fact that it was, I was the first one in my market, it was an advantage. I had the chance to educate the market. I had the chance to explain to both organizations and entrepreneurial organizations or to private persons what personal branding means and how this can be helpful for them. And now, I design my own programs of managing personal brands. I write about this. I design programs for organizations personalized for their needs. I do group coaching. For example, many organizations have talented people, and they want to invest more in them. But these talented people, they don't know how to make themselves visible inside their organization. So now there are more and more organizations which are asking personal branding programs for their talented people. And I work with them in groups, and I do coaching and training and workshops for them to support them to be visible and to differentiate themselves in their own organization. So there are many, many opportunities related to personal branding. And I think the opportunity now created with more people staying online and accessing education and training online, it's also a very good opportunity for strategists like me to access other customers, other markets, not only our geographical markets.
Great. Yes, that's it. That is that's great, because we meet them in Madrid, and I think that it's a formidable opportunity to discover other countries, other culture. That's very great. And so you are a master now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why you are agreed to develop training in groups, because in France we have lots of strategists and they can't make groups. That's why I just
I see. No, so we don't have any limitations here. I mean, I have the freedom to create my own program. It's not necessarily following Rich Communications. It's my own creation, actually, and it's personalized for every company or professional needs.
Okay, but in your life, what's change when you discovered the personal branding?
My children, because I have 3 children, are saying that I spend too much online. So that's a change. Well, visibility always comes with advantages and disadvantages. Advantages is, you know, I have an increased number of followers. So if I have to count all my followers from all the channels are around 50K, right? So it's not too much or less for my market, it's fine. And, you know, having a community, there is also a need to feed that community with valuable content, with interviews, with live sessions, with, you know, articles and so on. So this means that, you know, there is a lot of time allocated to entertain my own community. And, you know, but I like this. Also, having visibility and investing in my personal brand generated more business opportunities. So I have now more customers, you know, that I had before investing in my personal brand. And the fact that you can do this online and you can access international markets, right, open large perspectives for your business development.
Great. And
so I didn't invest in my personal brand because I wanted to be famous, just to be clear, you know. The fact that you are working consistently on your personal brand day by day, it's an effect. It creates an effect. And the effect is that you have more followers, you attract more customers, you have more invitations to do public speaking, you are more visible to a larger market. So it's just the effect of doing a good job.
And you are authentic with the clients and the customer. You are not fake, like if you are just famous.
So I don't do what I do to be famous. I do this because I like to create valuable stuff for my market, for my communities. And if these are appreciated, this means that I did a great job. And visibility and number of followers is just a consequence of a job well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And so you recommend to all the people to make a personal branding?
Not all the people, because not all the people will say, well, I have to invest in my personal brand. But if you have a strong motivation, if you want to be the engine of your business, if you want to accelerate your career promotion, if you want to support better your communities, and some people, you know, I will tell you some stories. For example, I'll give you the example of a board member, a senior director in a bank, right? The board of directors said to him, you know, you don't have public speaking skills and this affects your reputation. And we realized that, you know, his personal brand inside that organization suffered because of this feedback. So we worked together on a plan to make him visible and to have more public speaking skills, and in this way to repair his reputation in front of the board. It's just an example. Another example, I had a director from a Big Four company, and he was assessed from a leadership point of view, and the feedback received was, you are not visible in your market and you need to be visible in order to attract more customers for our Big Four company. So we designed together a personal branding program where we combine his public speaking appearances, his you know, communication plan inside and outside the organization. And the result was that he became visible, and the company came back and said, now you are too visible. He got that promotion. It was fine for him. So this was helpful for him. I had other situations. I had an entrepreneur who wanted to internationalize his services. He was a consultant, so we exchanged all his online communications, so it was now only in English. We built a website where his image was, you know, addressed to, we addressed an international community. We started to have public speaking engagements outside the country. So I supported his journey, and now he managed to access customers from different markets. So the fact that he invested in his personal brand, it was really supportive for his business plans and also for his career journey. So there are many, many aspects where personal branding is really valuable. it's not for everybody. It's for the people who believe that they have a mission, that they want to leave a legacy, that they want to build something valuable for others, not necessarily for themselves.
Okay. And to you, personal branding, it's only for the career, or it's for other life domain?
Oh, for all the. Can you repeat the last part?
Lifestyle, all the
doesn't
part
matter.
of, yeah.
Doesn't matter. So it's for all the professionals who like to differentiate themselves in their market, and they want to generate more values for their customers or for their communities. No matter which is your profession, which is your industry, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because in France we developed some part of some strategies, develop some specialty. Someone work on with young for orientation, and some work with couples. So that's why we think that personally it's very, very large. It's a Swedish knife.
Okay.
So personal branding for us, it's very large possibilities.
I see. Well, I think, in time there will be more niches for personal branding as it is now for coaching. But for the moment, in some markets, we still need to educate potential customers about the benefits of personal branding.
Yeah.
And I think that in time, we will get specialized. So we will get specialized for industries. Like, for example, doing personal branding for doctors, doing for the medical staff, or doing personal branding for leaders only, or doing personal branding for high school students who like to access some universities. And, there will be some niches also here, but we are not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if someone listening to us, you can develop personal branding in all the world, because it's very good to develop that.
There is only one industry where I will not be involved, is the musical industry. For example, I don't think I will go to do personal branding for a music star, or for a person for artists, for example, because I think it's more closer to the classic marketing. Actually, an artist is like a product, right? And he needs a type of strategy more similar with products rather than personal branding, and I think it's different. So I won't go there. But for professionals acting in business services in various industries, so no problems. I think I have all the experience to do that.
Okay. Great. So thank you, Amalia, for this time. Where we can find you? So
you can find me on brandingyou.ro, or you can find me on amaliasterescu.ro.
Okay. And you are on Instagram too?
I'm Instagram. It's my name. You just give a follow and I will be there.
Okay. I just take your Instagram name.
Perfect.
Behind the video. So thank you very much for this time.
Thank you.
I am so happy to listen to you. It's very good for me. So I just speaking French sometimes.
Okay, good.
Donc merci à tous d'avoir écouté cette vidéo. Je sais que j'ai pas été très réactive sur le français, mais en tout cas pour ceux qui comprennent l'anglais, c'était chouette. Donc on se retrouve pas la semaine prochaine, mais le 20 août pour la suite des vidéos. Je serai ravie donc de pouvoir échanger avec d'autres stratégistes et d'autres professionnels ou d'autres marques, puisque l'idée de ce Summercamp, c'est de vraiment vous apporter une vision globale et précise de ce que peut vous apporter le personal branding. Voilà, donc le personal branding existe dans le monde entier, y compris en Europe de l'Est. Et donc, si vous voulez retrouver Amalia, n'hésitez pas donc sur son compte Instagram ou sur ses sites internet brandingyou.ro ou Amalia. I never.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's Amalia Sterescu, so
Okay.
Doesn't matter. So you find me on Instagram and we will be in touch there.
Ok, perfect. Donc merci à tous de nous avoir écoutés et donc à très vite pour la suite.
À bientôt.
Thank you. À bientôt.